Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell. Welcome to an overcast Saturday afternoon here in Moscow. Really interesting video for you today. I'm going to take you around a very unique shopping center. Let's go. Firstly, just let me explain where I am. I'm very close to Savyolovskaya metro station, and also there's a railway station as well with suburban trains. And then there's a series of different buildings that make up the Savyolovsky Rynok, or market, or in simpler terms, a shopping center. And what I want to do is I want to take you to a couple of the different buildings and show you perhaps a shopping center that's slightly different to what you are thinking about in your head. And this is actually one of the busiest or biggest electronics shopping centers in all of Russia. So I will give you a bit of a heads up that as I'm walking around, lots of people will probably stare at me, stare at the camera, wonder what I'm saying. Of course, I'm speaking English in a country where it's not the first language. And also this particular place is very famous or very infamous because of the shops that are here and all the electronic stores, and how they're a little bit eager to sell you a new phone or a new computer. So perhaps I won't be able to film every part of this shopping center, but I'll do my best and show you at least some of the interesting things. One of the things that's very awkward when you ever come here is trying to find the entrance that you need, particularly if you're coming to a certain shop or you want to find a certain business. What they've tried to do is cluster them together as much as possible so that like items are together. Going back many years ago, this was actually a factory district, and they've gone through a few different iterations over the years, and now it's been repurposed as a, I'm going to say, multi-function shopping center. It's not one building. I think it's about 5 different buildings it's made up, and you can literally step out of the metro straight into the first shop. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to come in from the opposite end just so it's a little bit easier, and then make my way back towards the railway station. The main things that I really want to focus on is showing you the electronics and the phones, mostly computers and phones. And this is a very big place, and they've done a few remodeling of it over the years. At one point they even had an outdoor market as well. I want to walk down this first corridor and show you some of the shops that have got computers, cameras, I think maybe some phones in here, and all of the brands that you can get. Quite a few of the shops in this part, they build computers, sell laptops, and then all of the peripherals that make up the computers are here. And then custom builds as well. I'm here on a Saturday afternoon. So this place is open 7 days a week. So some shops will be closed occasionally. Some will be out, probably having tea or a coffee break. But just have a look in these first couple of shops. Laptops. So these are all new products that they're selling, new peripherals, power supplies, whatever all the different things are that make up the computer. And then you've got smaller shops that sell gadgets and all sorts of knickknacks and anything that you might possibly need to fix things as well. Now this might be a long video. I really want to skim over quite a lot of places because I think it's super interesting, all the products in here. And it will sort of feel like a lot of things are duplicated. DJI right there. So shops with computers, so they can actually sell them, they can fix them, they can repair them. If you need computer ink, they've got the shops as well. So some of them specialize in specific brands, specific products, certain accessories. You can see here GeForce, NVIDIA, and then some of them specialize in repairs. Also, this place is so huge that they're still trying to fill out the places. And then there's also shops that sell refurbished items. So it's such a mix of new products primarily, and then some traded in items. Computer parts. It's just phenomenal. Keyboards, memory, and then you've got shops with cameras. If you need pretty much anything for a computer, they've got shelves. Здравствуйте. And just incredible. Now this is just a tiny part of this entire place. Shops with all of the camera gear. So predominantly all new products. Then they have some things that are traded in. But there isn't a product, I think, that I cannot find. We will get onto the phones a little bit further along in the video. But camera shops. So this place is very well known in Moscow as one of the popular places to come to with computers and electronics, DJI items, Osmo, Pocket 3. Здравствуйте.
Hello.
And then all of the accessories, aftermarket products, Insta products. It's a lot to take in. I think as I walk around, it's probably difficult to grasp how many shops are here and the scale of this entire place. There's a store here that's just got CCTV items. So cameras, and then the, what do they call these, like the hard drives that store all of the information. That's all they're dealing with. Just one type of product. Maybe this guy's off today, selling and repairing computers and parts. And shop after shop. There's a new one opening here. And then all of the accessories. Pretty much everything that you can dream of. So what I'm going to walk through here. What I do really want to show you is the shop with, or at least the shops with all of the phones. So can I buy a laptop computer? Yes. Can I buy a PS5? There's one right there. Asus. One very interesting thing, when I spoke to one of the shop staff earlier and I explained about the logistics, he said, remember, Russia is next to China. So there is a very easy way to get things. Of course, you've got to remember a lot of stuff's made in China or in nearby Asian countries. All of the cameras, Canon, lights, And he said there that there isn't a markup because of the last 3 years and the scarcity of products. He said that there's even a point where there's more availability because more markets have opened up because some of the brands claim to have left shop here with printer ink. Wow, that's a lot of choices. I will put a link to this place where I am in Moscow, so if you are interested to come here. Video games. This is really the Moscow GameStop. So new games, traded in games. This really is GameStop. Every possible PlayStation game. PS5. Wow. All the different versions of them as well. Fairly sure there's more in this one shop than I can find in Perth, in the entire city. This might be interesting just for a second. This is DNS, which is actually one of the chain electronic stores in Russia. It's really interesting they've got a shop in this market because perhaps people want to come to one of the federal chain stores. And they started out originally selling computers and peripherals and things like that, and then they branched out to more home consumer items. So you have the option of going to the smaller privately owned shops or coming to the bigger chain store if you like. DNS is very well known in Russia. I think maybe the second largest chain after MVideo, which I've done videos in before. So it really would be easy to go to every single shop and walk up and down. Just in this one building, there's probably 50 or more stores, which really mostly are dealing with computers and all of the things around that. All the Apple products right there. At one point they wanted to make this entire place an outlet village and to create a warehouse style shopping center where they've got all of these outlet stores and stores where we always think that they're lower prices. And of course, with a lot of brands leaving Russia, it became more difficult for them to kind of encourage the brands to come to this particular location. And this is La Moda, which, as you look around, this is an Adidas store. And it still is Adidas. It does have some other brands now slowly over time. But how big is this shop? The La Moda outlet or Adidas outlet. There was actually a news story that came out about 3 days ago talking about the profits that Adidas have made in Russia in the last 12 months. And just the amount of money that's not probably making CNN news. However, you can see clearly Adidas isn't going anywhere. One thing that Savyolovsky Rynok is quite well known for is all the electronics and how it's a very male-dominated place. And by them bringing in all of these clothing and shoe stores, they were trying to bring the female shopper to this place. Now you do see a few ladies around, but they are a lot scarcer than men, as you'll see in the phone section. Here is Echo. There's more clothing stores. Down this aisle, Ralph Ringer. Maybe from the car park here you get a bit of an idea of the size of this place and all these different buildings. So you've got two different ones right there. There's one way off in the distance as well. And then we'll end up on the way out walking through this building from one end to the other to end up at the train station. There is, of course, some food outlets. It's not very well known for food here, but you can get something if you're hungry. This is a little bit off topic, but I've been meaning to come to a Subway for quite a while and make a video because Subway left Russia. However, they didn't take the signs with them, and they're still here and still open. I won't do it in this video, but I will make a video at another Subway, which is quite interesting, in a very historical park in Moscow. There's actually a map of the stores and the different buildings inside the entrance right here, so all the phones will be right here. This is where we'll walk out through. We walk through the clothing area, the computer area, and there is also an entire section dedicated to children's stuff. And then at the far end as well, there are some shops with different items. But there's a lot to see here. I think it's very difficult to grasp how big it is because it's not that traditional one building shopping center. So this area is all the sporting goods and different brands, clothing, shoes, outdoor wear. Wow, pretty much every brand you can think of, they're here. I think that was quite interesting. It caught my eye. They have a shop here with metal detecting equipment. Здравствуйте. Очень приятно. They've got metal detectors. Now, has anybody done this before? Has anyone tried it? Let me know. This is the first one I've seen in Russia of all the markets that I've been to. So interesting. I noticed one shop here that's got cowboy boots and these outerwear shoes and military style shoes. And check this place out. As I pan around, there is absolutely hundreds and hundreds of styles. Let me just take you through the back here. Now, they sell different types of military boots, fashion boots, these kind of high top Doc Marten style, and there is just rows and rows of them. Also these winter boots as well. How did I not know about this place to buy shoes when my wife got me some new ones? Look at all these styles right here. It's probably hard to explain that last store because I was just in shock at all the different boots that they have and the amount of these military style shoes. And they were saying that almost all of what they sell is imported and it's not domestically made shoes. So they kind of take in higher esteem things like the American boots. They even had Australian ones as well, which I didn't even know we had our own Australian boots. Anybody knows about which brand that they wear in the military? Let me know in the comments. The last shop I want to show you is right at the very back of this building. And it's another shop dedicated to boxing. So boxing, also MMA, and then in Russia, Sambo. It's another sport they have as well. And they've got a little bit of the clothing and the tank tops and different things like that. An entire shop dedicated to boxing. It's just crazy. After we saw one, there's another one. They've also got footballs as well. So can I buy a Manchester United one? Absolutely can. Adidas. And this is all imported, of course. You can see how they just bring them in bales. But they've got an entire shop dedicated to boxing. I think this alleyway of phone shops is probably the main reason that Savyolovsky Rynok is the most famous. And they have endless shops. Along with selling things, they also repair things. Phones, watches, anything that's electronic related. Now it's probably hard to grasp how big this is. There's actually two sections, and since I came through when I first arrived, a few shops have closed as well. Also, they go on break. This one actually had LED products. It's probably better that it's closed because of how bright it is. But so some of the shops have got the doors closed. They pop off for tea and coffee and come back. And then you've got the places here where they're fixing computers. This one has laptop computers. And just have a look, Здравствуйте, how many they have. All for spares and repairs. So people bring in computers to be fixed, replaced. This is just one shop. And the whole way down, there's actually a gentleman here that fixes watches as well. Somebody's actually getting their watch taken care of. He's got the loop on and he's doing watch repairs. It's another shop selling gaming consoles. Actually, this one was also open earlier. I don't have a lot of luck when I walk around. I really should film exactly when I see it. There's a shop here that does, I think, camera repairs, phone repairs, all of the gear. And these super smart guys fixing whatever needs to be fixed. Now I've come to the quiet end first, and it'll gradually get a little bit busier as I walk through. So they do also sell a lot of new and used phones. Pretty much every model you can dream of. And I'm here kind of on a Saturday afternoon. And one of the vendors told me that this is the quieter day. Their Monday to Friday is when it's much busier. Another guy working on phones there as well. And Saturdays and Sundays is when people relax at home and don't necessarily come out shopping. This is kind of an opposite to shopping malls. With these repair centers. There is also shops that sell the equipment to repair phones as well. Shop here with leather goods. Just super interesting. All of the different stores. Здравствуйте. Phones on top of phones. Now, if you think that in Russia we don't have iPhones, you'll see in just a minute how many there really are. I've just realized they put the music up a little bit louder between the last part and this one. There's another repair place here. They're doing the screens, and pretty much any part of the phone can be purchased and then replaced. They have just walls of them. I don't think in Australia we have anything close to this in terms of, you know, the amount of shops or the amount of individual businesses. You know, even repair shops where they've just got, you know, the old stuff stacked up and they're fixing them, refurbishing them. And you got a lot of these smaller booths that are selling the new and used phones. Pretty much any older model you can find. Have a look at the selection. All of these Nokias. Oh wow. It's like nostalgia when you see them all. And they're all purchasable. And then also they're doing the repairs in the back there. So some people will just give up on their phone and that's the end of it. And others will bring them to places like this and get them fixed. All their headphones, speakers. This guy's also doing watches as well. It's a bit of everything. And then again you can see here all of the parts for the phones, all the screens, cases. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk from here to the end, and this will be the video. This is the motherboards, and they're taking apart the laptops, fixing them, repairing them. We've even got some of the old parts, things that are not usable and things that are. And if you need any of the individual parts, you've got shops like this. Any of the batteries, these are chargers for drills. All the cables, wires, everything. It's just business after business. You'll see their desk set up for fixing the stuff. So there's actually sort of shops that are solely doing repairs, replacements. This is selling just all the cables. Wow. And then we will get onto the phones for sale. You can now start to see them in the windows. All the models. This is the other one that I saw earlier with the laptops. Have a look how many they've got. This is just crazy. I probably could have got the fan for my laptop, I bet, in here. Or at least maybe the battery. Look at how many they've got on display. Just the amount of repair shops as well here. So you can bring your phone. So not necessarily just a broken screen or anything like that. I mean, they'll replace the entire phone and individual parts, and then they've got all the machines for the separating of them at the same time. And pretty much every accessory you can dream of. It's another shop with gaming consoles, every possible PlayStation game, and even the limited edition ones as well. Здравствуйте. And then the older console games, PS2, PS3. Спасибо. And it's getting a little bit busier. Let's walk down. I mean, do we really need 50 phone repair shops? Do you think we need 200 shops selling phones, phone accessories, anything that's smart technology? I think this is the world's smallest phone, if I'm not mistaken. This one down here. I think it is. There's like a world record for the smallest mobile phone. Is it this one maybe? There is one of them that has the record. I mean, I definitely agree with the amount of repair places, because I think there'll be an endless amount of people that will always need to get their phone fixed. They've all got names above them, so they're all businesses, iPhones, anything new, used, refurbished. PS5, if you need one. And also the, I don't know what you call this thing for your computer. And they've got the machines for fixing the phones as well. I think this video might be getting too long. Another shop with CCTV stuff. All the different things, the network, cables and storage. And then we get towards the end here. The shops get a little bit busier. The amount of people coming and going ramps up as well. So I don't think there is possibly a model that you can't buy here. I mean, electronics wise, radios, walkie-talkies, phones. It's just incredible. And then again, more places to fix your phone. Phone cases. You have entire wall of the iPhone cases. So as quick as the models come out, as quick as they sell the cases. Again, all accessories. I think this guy is doing watch repairs and key cutting at the same time. There's a bit of everything in his store. Teak store. SK Mobile. So if you're really looking for these stores, they actually have shop numbers on them. So each building has a letter, and then each shop has an individual number. All of the phone cases, cables, covers. When I arrived, I walked the other way to get in here, and you don't realize just how big this is and how it just keeps on going. And then they've got their testing stations right there. So as quick as you want to bring a phone in, they'll start working on it for you. Torches, all the different batteries. There's the Chinese version of the Pocket 3. And then you'll see here one staff member pretty much outside each shop. Obviously they're trying to get you in. The more you kind of walk through, the less likely you are to kind of turn back and go to another store. And it's a lot to take in. I really hope this is interesting. For anyone that lives in Moscow, you probably know this place very well. Probably have been here maybe once or twice. Oh, anyone wants to buy me the used phone? It's waiting for you right here. S24 Ultra. I think S25 is the newest model, I think now. Oh, here is the big tablets. This Tab S11. Wow. It's a lot to take in. Hard drives. What do you think of this place? I'm sure in other countries they've got somewhere exactly like this, and this isn't unique. I know in places like China and Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, this is very normal. It's very not normal for Australia, I'll assure you of that. Just the amount of individual businesses, and the fact that if you want an Apple phone, or if you need a case, there has to be more than 200 shops. Coffee shop. I wonder how his business compares with the phone shops and all of the models that you can buy. It's a lot. Now, what you need to take in... Здравствуйте.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. What you've got to remember in Moscow is there is 15 million people, which is half the population of Australia or thereabouts. Depending on where you live, what your population is. So perhaps this is warranted, having this many choices. Now obviously the thing also too is it creates lower prices, because people who might want a second-hand phone can shop around. If you want the new phones, you can find them as well. More Samsungs waiting for me here. Not sure which color I want though. I'll wait for a message in the comments with the model if you need the address. Now it gets really busy at this end. But again, shop after shop of phones. It's not even a few. Oh, social media. Здравствуйте. So as I come to the end of the video and almost to the exit of Savyolovsky Rynok, it's actually just so much more intense here than it is at the other original entrance, and just how busy it is. I hope this was an interesting video into a slightly different format of shopping center. And this place, I think, is Moscow famous for this particular alleyway here with all of the phone shops, and then all of the other places as well that have got the computers, sporting goods. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and post a comment. Lots of people are looking as I'm walking here at the end. I don't have a secret word. I think it'll have to be Apple, based on how many Apple phones and accessories that I've just seen in the last 10 minutes. So if we see the word Apple in the comments, I know you've made it to the end of the video. And then if you want to come here, all the information's in the description. I think if you're from Russia, comment that you know this place or you don't. And would you come shopping here versus going to a traditional shop in a shopping center, or perhaps where you live. If you want to follow me on social media, the link to my Telegram is right here. And then if you want to watch an old video on the channel, one will come up right now, and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.